enough of this. The AWA Team Challenge Series pilot.
How have we not even mentioned this yet?
Allow me to begin first, however, before we get anything else. This stupid WWE network, I love the network, okay? But there are a couple things about it that I've complained about since day one. They have The Vault, but they also have Raw replays. If you want to watch a Raw from 1993, it's not in the fucking Vault.
Right.
It's in the Raw replay with the shit from 2013, okay? So everyone's talking about the AWA Team Challenge, AWA Team Challenge, AWA Team Challenge. You gotta watch it. I'm like, okay, it must be front and center on the network. Go up there to the network, and I'm searching through all of the, they have like recommended stuff, everything. Nothing. I'm like, where the fuck is this? So I figure it must be in Hidden Gems. I click Hidden Gems. It says Hidden Gems 2018. There's a preview. It's 1 minute long. I'm like, where the fuck is the Team Challenge? So I go out of that. I go to the AWA section.
That's where I would have looked.
I'm scrolling. It's not in the AWA section. Okay. So I finally figure out, for those of you that can't find this fucking thing, first off, you have to know that the AWA Team Challenge Series pilot took place in 1989. Okay? Once you know that, you have to go to Hidden Gems. They don't arrange Hidden Gems by when they upload them. They're arranged by when they occurred. So if you want to find the Kenny Omega Hidden Gem, you have to go to Hidden Gems. You have to back up to like 2008 or whenever he was in developmental, and there it is. So you have to go into Hidden Gems. You have to back up to 1989.
Takes a while.
And then you will find the AWA Team Challenge Series pilot, even though it was updated last week. They got to find a better way to do this stuff.
I would think just put it under AWA. I did a search. It took me 2 or 3 tries, but I just searched Team Challenge Series. I think I finally had to type out AWA Team Challenge and got it.
Yeah, because I went up there to search. That was the second thing I did. I wrote Team Challenge blank.
Yes.
I'm like, it's not blank. It's up here somewhere. Apparently you have to write AWA Team Challenge Series pilot, and then the fucking thing will come up.
It was something like that.
Who designed this? A caveman?
But I will tell you this. It's worth it.
It's worth finding.
It's worth the work.
With all that said.
So, AWA Team Challenge Series pilot, October 23rd, 1989. I legit made it 6 seconds into this video before laughing out loud. So there's a shot of the American flag waving in the breeze. It's all patriotic. And then suddenly I'm looking at mostly naked 1980s women cheerleading.
Yes.
Yay, yay, yay for the AWA.
Yep. I laughed.
Cackled.
I howled.
So this is going on. There's clips of a rock band. There's clips of some old men wrestling. Some strippers boxing. And then Vern Gagne in his backyard.
Vern Gagne is sitting in his yard.
With a dog.
He's got a dog in his lap. There's like all of this green grass behind him. He's on his deck. He goes, I'm Vern Gagne.
I wrote down this entire speech.
Really?
Yes.
Please.
Hi, I'm Vern Gagne. Retired after 35 years of professional wrestling. And now we're entering a new era. The AWA is introducing its Team Challenge Series, an ongoing team competition with standings determined by a point system, a first for professional wrestling. That, along with new television technology.
New television technology.
I'm putting the pauses where Vern.
I'm sorry.
Brings you, the wrestling fan, directly into that ring. And I'm so excited about it, I may come out of retirement one more time. Oh, I'm only kidding. I hope you really enjoy it. 68 seconds into the show. It's already the greatest thing I ever saw. I thought it might take me 3 hours to watch all 40 minutes.
Yeah.
In love. Just in love.
So I don't want to bring everybody down here, but Vern Gagne at the time was 63 years old. And if you read up on the final years of Vern Gagne, it's rough.
It did not go well.
It went very, very, very
For
badly.
Multiple people.
Yeah. But the point of this is, at 63 years old, he was sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
But boy, did it hit him
ass.
with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Not too much longer. So quit fucking giving each other concussions. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So the hosts of the show were, I believe the man's name was Ralph Strangis.
Ralph Stranges and Greg Gagne.
Greg Gagne.
This Ralph guy, straight out of the 80s.
They both were.
There's no way he wasn't selling ShamWows when he wasn't doing this. There's no way.
These tracksuits, and they're surrounded by big tube TVs everywhere. They're in the satellite base, they explain, introducing the show.
I love, by the way, I'm glad that we have this setup here with new television technology where, like, there's a camera there looking at me. Mm-hmm. There's a camera there looking at you.
Yeah.
And we're way the fuck away from each other.
Yes.
Vern Gagne and Ralph Stranges are like this close to each other.
Arm in arm, yeah. Ralph's
talking, and Vern's like, he's just like leering at him. Like, why?
There's nowhere else to look.
Look at straight ahead or something. You can look at the camera for something like this.
I don't know.
Jesus, I was creeped out.
So here's the deal, everyone. The AWA at this point was dead, but they didn't know it. They thought they were just dying. So their grand plan to save the promotion was to record matches in an empty studio. And I'd heard about this, but not seen it. I seem to remember some storyline about how I thought they just aired the matches on TV with the explanation that, you know, it was an empty studio to make sure no one interfered or something. No. First of all, they edited in crowd noise the entire time.
Not just that.
Well, I'm building up to the most impressive part. The crowd noise, sure. Crowd noise gets piped in all the time. Sometimes they would cut to a crowd shot, which was just shot in some random nightclub somewhere. Someone reacting to something. Best of all, when these guys come out for their matches, that's not my phone.
Yeah, someone's phone is... Anyway.
Yeah, so, when they come out for their matches, there's a green screen, and they're walking down a ramp, and there's fans showing green screen on either side of the ramp, but they're not really there, and they're not really looking at anything. And in fact, they're like 12 feet tall, these fans are, and they're moving 5 times human speed. What the fuck?
Not just that, it's the same fans on both sides. But on one side, it's the mirror of the other side.
Aha!
They couldn't even get like 2 groups of fans for the green screen. It's the same fans on both sides.
Yes.
They go into this empty arena, and it's fucking empty. It's like, I mean, fuck, I got Tony here and Ken. You can't just throw 3 fucking people in the darkness. So, like, you know, in the background, you see a body. So you're thinking maybe all these people in the nightclub really are here. Mm. No, it's empty. They're wrestling in a fucking black hole. This ring.
We're already not doing justice to this, but we can't. You have to see this with your own eyes. You have to see this with your own eyes to comprehend how unbelievably terrible these entrances are. So our opening match here is Tommy Jammer hailing
Tommy Jammer?
Tommy Jammer hailing from the beach in San Diego.
Tommy Jammer.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Jammer had a son and named him Tommy.
Tommy Jammer.
Yes.
He teamed with Veiny Victor, by the way. Just for another. Tommy Jammer? I heard that. I'm like, this fucking guy's got to be the jobber. Tommy Jammer?
No.
He was the winner.
He was the star.
He faced Tim Burton. Tom Burton. I apologize.
Tim Burton would have been funnier.
Tim Burton may have produced this fucking thing.
That would make so much sense. If this whole show is a Tim Burton's wrestling thing.
Yes.
Actually. So they're talking about Tommy Jammer. They talk about his amateur athletics career. He was a high jumper and a football player. And they say now he does his training on the beach with wind sprints and 3 miles every morning. A lot of dudes doing 3 miles on the beach every morning who are not good wrestlers.
I was going to say 3 fucking miles.
So... Yeah.
He must be in tremendous shape.
So here's their latest technological innovation. There were a couple of camera angles that I haven't seen before. There's one, the camera is basically like if there was a cage and you climbed up on top of the cage to jump off, that's where the camera was. Just looking almost straight down on the map.
I can't find a goddamn thing on the internet about Tommy
Jammer.
Oh, Joe. That's why. Okay, keep going.
California Jammer, Tommy Jammer.
I got it.
So
how did I not get Jammer?
Their breakthrough technological...
He has his own wiki? That's impossible. He wrestled for fucking 5 years. 89 through 94. He's got his own Wikipedia. How's that even possible?
He does it himself.
I was going to say he probably edited it himself, yes.
God, he was ranked number 196 in the PWI 500 in 1991. What? All right, go on.
So their massive technological breakthrough is slow motion instant replay.
Yeah. Keep in mind, we watch all of these NWA shows from like 86 on, all with slow motion.
We've seen sports.
Yes.
The instant replay was not invented by the AWA in 1989.
I think what they meant to say was like, no other show does random slow motion in the middle of a match.
That's possible.
And I'll tell you why. Why? We're watching this match, and some dude does a body slam, and they're like, hit the button. There's a button.
Punch the button.
Punch the button.
The tagline is punch the button.
Yeah, push the button or whatever. But anyway.
It's punch.
They punch the button, and all of a sudden you see, and I swear to God, it's slow motion sound too.
Yeah.
So when the guy goes for the slam, you hear, as he starts lifting him up, and then he hits the slam, and they like edit in a bomb going off.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
So the match went 2 minutes. Tommy won with the Surfer Splash.
It's a splash.
It's a splash. And he's announced as the winner, and the commentator says, Tommy Jammer, a man's man and a lady's dream.
That was incredible.
It was.
And you know, the match didn't look bad, but I couldn't tell because they would randomly replay a fucking body slam.
There was that.
And then they would cut to random women in a fucking bar.
With bricks behind him.
Yeah, like they're in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Like they suddenly cut to some comedy jam,
Yes.
and there's like everybody in there. And then they cut back to this empty arena. It was ridiculous.
The other thing is that this was the debut of the WWE style camera cuts.
Yep.
Where a lot of times, every time a guy throws a punch, let's cut the camera.
Maybe that's what they were talking about with the satellite. They called it like the satellite area or something.
The satellite base, I believe.
The satellite base?
Yes.
So like they had one satellite going to the wrestling empty arena and another satellite going to some comedy club. And they just cut back and forth randomly.
I guess.
So wacky.
All right, so we're watching the Team Challenge series. We've seen one match in the Team Challenge series. We have yet to get any explanation on what's actually going on here.
I still don't know.
Baron Von Raschke and Sergeant Slaughter are then cutting a promo. So they are captains of teams. We learn here they're having a friendly rivalry because they're both baby faces. You have Baron's Blitzers, which is in all caps, and Sarge's Snipers.
Sergeant Slaughter and Baron Von Raschke
Yes.
are casual friends.
Talking about their friendly rivalry.
AWA.
So Baron has a good man in Paul Diamond. Rock Hard Paul Diamond, I believe is his name.
Excuse me. Rock Hard Paul Diamond.
Oh, wasn't that it? Is he in there with Beanie Victor?
He may have been.
So Baron is like I say, is a good man in Paul Diamond. He's going to follow his orders and do what he says. And Sarge says, I'm matching him up with Colonel De Beers. I don't like Colonel
I was
De
so
Beers.
excited.
I don't trust Colonel De Beers, but I can tell you this. Colonel De Beers has thrown my carcass over the top rope many times. He's going to do the same thing to your man, Paul Diamond.
Yeah, they claim it's an over-the-top Battle Royal type gimmick.
In that match, it was. Destruction Crew promo. So there's two dudes with sledgehammers, right? Behind them, there's a green screen of a video of a building.
Yes.
And they take their sledgehammers and they turn around and they go, and the building falls down.
Yeah, they imploded the building on the green screen.
With their hammers.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
And they talk about how they're strong and they're angry. They're not like the beer-bellied fans.
Dude, hold on. It's Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony. E-N-O-S. Mike Enos.
Sounds like penis and anus.
That's horrible.
Go on to be known as the Beverly Brothers. They're both on Nitro a few times.
Bloom was a horrible promo, but he was mildly competent. Enos, one of the worst promos of all time. He stood there and he growled and he gurgled.
The highlight.
I don't know what he said.
He's just standing there. His eyes are bugging out. He's clutching his hammer. And Wayne says, see, Wayne Bloom is running down the fans. They're all fat and beer-bellied. When your woman looks at you, she'll be thinking about us. And at that point, Enos just goes, yeah!
Hideous. This was hideous.
So wacky. We have the Destruction Crew versus Jerry Lynn and Ricky Rice. So the Destruction Crew are managed by Johnny Valiant, luscious Johnny V.
Yes.
As they are walking down the green screen ramp, and Johnny is playing to the non-existent fans on either side.
Yes.
Like, somebody dips the camera, and they sink into the floor.
Yes.
This aired. This is not live.
As a pilot. This was what they used to try to sell to stations.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's even more astounding.
did I mention their opponents in this match?
It's Jerry Lynn and Ricky Rice.
Jerry Lynn?
Jerry Lynn.
Is Jerry Lynn a vampire?
He is billed as a former gymnast.
Yes. That's what they said. Jerry Lynn has been wrestling forever and always looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
He had a mullet and a mustache here, but it's definitely Jerry Lynn. So, Destruction Crew sold for a while. Once they cut him off, it was over. A couple of punch the buttons, and then they distract the ref, Johnny does, and the Destruction Crew pins Lynn with the Doomsday device, which is illegal.
Yeah, they hit a Doomsday device. Coming off the top rope should be a DQ, the announcers say. Mm-hmm. Jerry Lynn, they claim, fell from 9 feet in the air.
Yes.
Which I guess if you're sitting on someone's shoulders,
his head
your head
9
is
feet.
9 feet, but your fucking center of gravity ain't 9 feet in the air. And they say, his neck may be broken. Even though they have a slow motion replay of him landing on his stomach.
He lands on hands and knees.
Yes.
So we have shots of fans in very fancy sweaters giving a thumbs down to all this. And then, who should interview the Destruction Crew but Eric Bischoff?
It's a very young Eric Bischoff. His mullet is frosted.
Yes.
Clean shaven.
Fucking amazing.
He's trying to do an interview, but you cannot hear a fucking word anybody says. And the announcers are talking over the interview.
Yeah. The only two things I got out of this.
You got 2 things out of this?
Two things out of this. Johnny Valiant said the move they used is illegal in Hong Kong.
Oh.
It's also illegal here.
Apparently.
So I had to cheat to do it.
Well, no, the announcer said it should be illegal.
I see.
Yes.
They also, I believe, said they are on Larry Zbyszko's team. Another Sarge promo. He says his team will be represented by Colonel De Beers, that scum, the slime, the maggot.
By the way, before this, the announcer said, and I quote, coming up next, rock and roll and the Beverly Hills Knockouts.
Yes.
Was there any rock and roll on this show?
The rock and roll must have been edited out.
0.
It was just, maybe it was a legit band, I guess. So yeah, Sarge's team is represented by Colonel De Beers, even though he hates him. It is an over-the-top rope King of the Hill match. And Sarge says, as much as I hate this guy, he has that jungle savvy. He likes to win. He doesn't like to lose. And if he does lose, he'll disgrace America. Apparently, Sarge is not aware of Colonel De Beers' gimmick. He's from South Africa.
Yes.
So Colonel just said he has a lot of pride. He's going to win for himself and for South Africa. We go to the Beverly Hills Knockouts, where the announcers let us know you've never seen anything like this before at home. Oh, correct.
We've never seen anything like this on television. They claim it's live.
They were lying.
There are so many cuts. The time between matches was like 5 seconds.
Dude, there were, in the middle of this alleged boxing match, there are first-person camera angles where the women throw their fists at the camera.
At the camera, yeah.
Yeah, and we're supposed to believe it's a shoot.
So they go to these women who are having what appears to be a boxing match. They are, I believe, not wearing bras. Not sure. It's my...
Well, most of the women around ringside were wearing only bras.
Yes.
So
there's a blonde and there's a brunette, and the blonde punches a brunette, and the announcers alert us that she's, at first they say, the blonde. Then we're told she's the blonde bomber.
Yes.
They go to another lady who's not even in the ring. She's the pink lady. They alert us finally that the brunette that she's fighting is Slaughterhouse Sean.
It took him like 4 tries to get that right, too.
Yes.
I could have sworn they were saying Charmin.
And then there's also Mustang Sally. I have no idea who the fuck that was. She's also out there somewhere. I think she's managing somebody. So yes, they're swinging right at the cameras.
So if you're not familiar with Foxy boxing, this is it. It's strippers with giant boxing gloves on, throwing punches at each other as other strippers cheer them on.
I actually wanted to find out who the blonde bomber was, but it turns out they were just local strippers.
Apparently, on Twitter, X-Pac said he was involved in training them.
Yeah, him and Jerry Lynn trained them.
Yes.
And actually, perfectly honest, they did a hell of a job.
Yes!
These women were like, it was really bad, but like, when you consider that they just picked up some strippers and trained them for, it couldn't have been that long.
No.
For this fucking pilot. I mean, they had a perfectly terrible, fine match.
This was so much better than the Nitro Girls Brawl 2 weeks ago.
10,000 times better.
So much
I think it may be better than any David Flair match I ever saw.
So
None of these girls gave each other concussions, I might add.
no, that's
No one
important.
was hurt.
No.
No one broke each other's fucking face.
no one bled.
No blood.
So it starts off as a boxing match. They do one round of boxing. And even as the fighting is continuing after the bell, they're still just wailing at each other. And Greg Gagne says, first of all, he says they're throwing good punches.
Yeah.
Then he says, they go through it like there's a state athletic commission there. It is a 3 knockdown rule with a 10-point must system. In the second round, the blonde bomber throws off her boxing gloves, starts doing wrestling moves. She hits a suplex, and one of them says, "Unbelievable! A suplex in a short ring like that."
And not only that, she takes off her gloves and starts doing professional wrestling moves in the middle of a boxing match.
Yes.
The referee says, "Gotta put those gloves back on." Not a DQ.
No.
Then, I'm not sure which announcer said this, but I swear to God, these are the exact words that came out of his mouth. "This is a combination of boxing and wrestling, heretofore unseen." That's what he said. Heretofore unseen.
I like when one of
They
them...
invented UFC.
They did.
This was 89.
One of them gets the mount, and if you had shot this from the side, it would have been fine. She's throwing punches like this, and it's fine. They had the camera exactly the right way, so you can see the punches are landing on either side of her head. So Kanye says she's trying to throw some punches, but not connecting. The big finish at the end of the round is that Slaughterhouse Shawn catches the leg and spins her around, hits a big knockout punch. But it's not a knockout. They go to round 3.
Can't be saved by the bell until round 3.
Can't be saved by the bell. So,
We must have some very specific rules for Foxy boxing.
apparently.
Yes.
Round 3 is full of just interference and blatant cheating. And suddenly there's just a woman in a bra and a thong doing wrestling moves in the ring. At which point...
I have never seen anything like
Listen,
this.
okay. One of them... There was one woman in a bra and thong, and nobody else is wearing much more than that, and they're all doing stuff. And Greg Gagne says, as calm and mellow and almost bored as you can imagine, this is definitely different from anything I've ever seen before. Kind of enjoyable to watch. Just deadpans it.
Yeah.
They do a double KO, so the first one to their feet wins, and Shawn wins. Now, here's the thing about all this you have to understand. This is going to be very difficult for younger people to grasp. This was the 1980s.
89,
There
baby.
was no smartphones. There were no tablets. You may have had America Online or Prodigy for online access.
There was no Veiny Victor.
There was no Victor.
Actually, there probably was.
Well, it brings me to the next point. If you wanted pornography in the day and age this aired, you had to go to a disgusting hole-in-the-wall shack. The one in Bothell, the school bus would pass it every day. We all called it the pink shack of
Yeah,
porn.
the Pink Shack.
We would
Quarter in.
put the quarter in. We'd always look to see if anyone was going through. We'd laugh at them if they were. You had to go through so much shame to see actual pornography. So you put this on television, basic cable. To get the equivalent of something this shocking in 2018, you'd have to show graphic, explicit close-ups of people having sex. That's how shocking this would
On
have been.
Raw.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I do believe this is a new thing. Porn on wrestling shows.
Yes.
All right, 21 minutes into a 40-minute show designed to be built around teams and their challenges.
Yep.
They finally explain I can't even say the rules. They explain the format. There's 3 teams. The teams accumulate points in matches. It doesn't say how many points each match is worth or if it changes or whatever. The team that finishes with the most points wins.
Yep.
$1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million. Then they go to the standings. Keep in mind we've seen 2 matches.
Yeah.
Larry's Legends have 16 points. Baron's Blitzers have 15 points. Sarge's Snipers have 13 points.
Wow.
Where did these points come from?
I don't know.
There's two
Maybe we're
matches.
joining the tournament in progress. That's my guess.
I guess. My favorite thing on the entire show. Okay.
Rock hard Paul Diamond.
I wrote here hard rock. I may have screwed it up before.
He's in fucking outer space.
Paul Diamond cuts a promo from outer space.
Yeah.
Now, I was laughing, first of all, because the green screen, they put like the moon and stars and stuff
Yeah.
behind them. But that would have been just silly, but I could have lived with it because you got to put something back there. But
No, you don't. You don't have to put the fucking moon.
they put in Star Trek Enterprise engine noise just to let you know
It's space age music.
he was on He's about to beam down, I guess.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard at this.
Why was Paul Diamond on the fucking moon?
Why was he in space? So
What?
It's 1989. He says the last time he faced Colonel De Beers, Diamond Dallas Page sent De Beers after him, back when Dallas was just a 30-year-old manager.
Well, I can tell you that one of Paul Diamond's gimmicks was the Comic Kid, or the Comet Kid.
Eventually,
the Comet.
Eventually, Max Moon.
Well, yes,
But I mean, after this.
Comet.
Yes.
You know, that's why he was in outer space.
I guess so.
He's a comet.
They knew down the line he would be Max Moon and the Comet Kid. Yeah. I cannot concentrate on what he was saying because I was laughing so hard.
I didn't write a damn word he said. I just couldn't figure out why he was on the moon.
Paul Diamond versus Colonel De Beers in an over-the-top rope King of the Hill challenge, King of the Hill match.
You know, he said that Jerry Lynn never aged.
Yes.
Colonel De Beers was our age in this match. I love the Colonel.
Great man.
He looked very old here.
He's one of those guys who looked old all his life.
Yeah, he was born looking old.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, if there's anything on this show that saved it from being the hands-down worst show of all time, it was this.
It's a very good match.
They had a perfectly fine little one-on-one battle royal match. They did near falls of guys almost getting thrown out, but they just spent the whole time just leaning on the ropes. They were doing stuff. You had a big scary guy and a young, good-looking athletic guy doing all the high spots.
It was every Buddy Wayne, Brian Alvarez match you ever saw.
When the Colonel went up for the diving headbutt,
Well, that wasn't.
and he's standing on the top rope with his eyes all bucking out.
And he did it.
He missed.
Well, yeah, but he
dove.
threw it.
He threw it. So they actually had a tremendous false finish where Diamond gets thrown over, but he hangs on. And I thought they were going to do the skin the cat where he lifts his legs up and head scissors De Beers over and out. But no, that was not it. He just landed on the apron and came back in. And then Colonel hooked him for a pile driver, and Diamond backdropped him out of the ring, which is actually much scarier. Than what I
Yeah,
thought
but
it would be.
nobody got hurt in this
Nobody got
match.
hurt, no.
They showed a replay of a drop kick, the fucking best drop kick.
Yeah.
And they show the replay, and Paul Diamond barely touched him with one foot, and De Beers just goes flying.
Yeah, that's what wrestling's supposed to be.
That's what work it is. I love this match.
So needless to say, this is the best thing on the show.
Yes.
Sergeant Slaughter versus The Terminator was not the best thing on the show.
Mark Laurinaitis,
Was it really?
Animal and John's brother.
Did not know that.
Yep, Mark Laurinaitis is on this show working as the Terminator, and the fucking Sledgehammer boys are using Legion of Doom's moves.
Yes, that is true. That is true. So the Terminator here has a Brian Bosworth mullet and face paint and a lot of body hair.
It was fine. The match was fine. Slaughter was fine.
It was really boring.
We did have one of the announcers say, "Punch the button, Craig. I want to see the cannon once again."
Yeah, Sarge's clothesline off the middle rope is called the Slaughter Cannon. So they're bickering back and forth. I like when Sarge puts him in a headlock and leans down and shouts, "How about it? Your head!"
Well,
So Sarge turns to the crowd that's not there and shouts, "I can't hear you!" I think he thought they would pipe in USA chants. And the Terminator walks over, "Chant all you want!" Nothing happened.
oops.
So they're huffing and puffing as the announcers are saying they're in great shape.
Sarge was gigantic.
Sarge hits
He
these-
was so fat. Then he claimed afterwards he was in the greatest shape of his life.
I hope not.
I was like, dude, you're not in the best shape of your life right now.
He had the Slaughter Cannon and the Cobra Clutch for the win.
He ain't doing three miles on the beach every day.
He is not. Maybe in a car or a truck. So Eric Bischoff goes to interview Sarge.
On the beach?
I don't know what he's talking about. Eric's mic's not on.
First his fucking mic's not on. Then, remember when, who was it that said, lift that, Sting, lift that up so I don't have to bend over.
Yes.
Yeah. Slaughter, too polite. He just talks while the mic's down by his navel. Can't hear a goddamn word he's saying. Bischoff's just standing there looking at the camera with his frosted hair. He says he's in the greatest shape of his life.
Which apparently Eric didn't believe because his first question was, "That match went longer than some of your previous matches. Were you in shape for this?"
No, that's when Sarge said, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he said he saw this guy had an open contract. He signed right away. He knew how tough this guy was. He wanted a good match, and it was a good match. And that's that. So the announcers are reacting back in the satellite base. Like, this is the greatest thing they've ever seen. And Greg Gagne says, "Oh, it's going to take me a week to recover."
It's going to take me years.
I believe him. I believe him. But tune in next week because you're going to see stars like this.
Yeah, no names.
No,
They just show a bunch of guys on the screen.
video of guys doing stuff.
You get a glimpse of Yokozuna, the future Yokozuna.
Yes.
That's the only person that I even saw for an instant.
Yeah.
It's just like, body, 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 body. Hey, see you next time.
That was it.
That show sucked.
A terrible show.
That was a horrible show.
I don't think we've come close to doing justice how terrible the show
No.
was.
And it wasn't like, it's not like, this show was fucking terribly produced. One of the most horribly produced wrestling shows I've ever seen. It has to actually be the worst.
I made many videos in junior high with better quality than this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the wrestling was all right, and there was a good match.
Yes.
Like, if every match would have been horrible, this would have been, without question, the worst wrestling show in the history of the universe. That's how bad everything else was surrounding those 3 matches. So once again, if you want to watch it, go into the damn, what do they call it? My notes here. I'm trying to help everybody. Go into Hidden Gems.
Hidden Gems, that's it.
Back up all the way to 1989. Then scroll down, and there it is.
Yeah.
You must watch it, everybody.
It is required viewing.
It is required viewing.
My last thought.
I may have to add this to the book. 100 things WWE fans should know and do before they die.
Actually.
You must watch the AWA.
Hey, you're plugging the network, so it's related.
And it's true.
And
I may write this tonight.
It will teach you to appreciate WWE or WWE more, to know there's even shittier shit out there.
Yes.